Welcome back to Gungeon, and we've been having too many good runs recently, so I decided to play as the pilot so we can have a slow bad one instead. And hello everyone in chat. Be polite and say hello to YouTube as well. Are we all super chuffed that it's the weekend? Monday is my weekend, so not really. I'm chuffed about Monday being a day off. I learned well from Garfield. I don't like Mondays. Or Boomtown Rats would also be acceptable. As the other reference. Are the Boomtown Rats too old now? I mean, everybody knows Bob Geldof, right? But they won't know his old band. That's the only song by them I know because I liked it when I was a kid. Commissar says hello, YouTube. But he said it in a menacing way, as if to be checking you over for any potential heresy, so be careful.
Oh.
Because you can never be too careful when heresy is involved. Thank you, Red Dog, for the bits. Fine. Hi, YouTube. Yes, you be polite. What's a weekend? Oh, if you're a student, then, or a stinking hippie, you don't have weekends, you just have, like, weeks. But you do nothing, which is what people normally do on weekends. How about cover it? You've been binging New Vegas. Nice. Oh, are you trying the new player-made mod that came out? California or whatever it was called. We were talking about that while playing Monster Hunter at some point earlier this week. New California, not yet, but soon. Let me know how it goes. I'm curious how much effort has been put into it. It's been a long time coming. I've heard good things. Hello, Kensei. Did they do new voice acting for it, and did they get people who are good? That's the main thing. Or passable. I'd accept passable. Three of your friends have played it and they've sung its praises. Good. I see you hiding there. God, it takes a long time to clear the first floor when you've just got the pilot's happy starring pistol. Thank you, UF12, for 25 months in a row subscription. That is a long time, that's almost a year. It was worth it. This is a bit better than a distraction tweet. Keep up the good work, Flik. Been loving the channel choices the past few weeks. Nice, thank you. You mean the, like, 99% Twitch VOD stuff? Yes, I know it's over a year, that's the joke. Oh, two of you thought I got it wrong? I'm disappointed that you think so lowly of me. Just making sure because you're old. Alright, I guess I should scratch off don't make it a thing to pretend that anything over 12 months is a year, or almost a year rather, to confuse subs. It's better than the starting pistol. Excuse me, I often win the Trivia Murder Party maths game. Or at the very least, don't come anywhere close to last. As besides the point though, because the reason I wanted to play Gungeon, like I said at the top of the show, is that I watched some movies today. Not on Netflix, just watched some movies, and I wanted to talk about them because I don't want to wait a few days. Yes, but you cheat? What do you mean by saying random numbers out loud? People got mad at me for getting Casey and then not using it that last time when I just happened upon it. Although, actually, I swung it exactly twice. Commenters. I'd much rather have ammo synthesizer, honestly, so, nuts to you, Casey. That'll make him mad. So anyway, I watched, well, that collection of Halloween movies arrived, which I believe I mentioned. So I watched, oh Christ, I didn't realise that was a mimic. I watched a double feature of Halloween 1 and 2. Not the Halloween 1 and 2 by Rob Zombie from like 5-ish years ago. The original 1970 whatever, and then the sequel to that. Alright, you've got to remind me I have Table Tech Rage, chat. It's very important that you do that. Will I ever play that monster dating game on Jackbox again? Yeah, probably. At some point. That's in Party Pack 4, that was. Oh, okay, well if we don't flawless the boss, at least we got more HP there. Yes, I have Table Deck Rage. You are correct. Well, if the boss drops 2 keys, I suppose we could go down to the sewer just for a change of pace. Am I aware that I have Table Tech Rage? I've made mistakes. Alright, I'll get into my main topic of conversation once we have defeated the Trigger Twins. Smiley, this ain't about you. Where? There he is. They're very awkwardly spaced out right now. There. As long as I get one down, it's fine. Smiley's mad. And dead. We got... Oh, we did actually technically get that many keys. That's fine then. We'll go to the sewer level. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I'm not going to play Neko Para. Nuts to Casey. Wait, why did I buy a key when I have 550 keys? I'm sure there's a reason. What the... What the... Wait. Did I already press the button? Well, it was over the other side for once. I don't think I've ever had it on that side. You can't use it to open... Ha! There was a reason for me to buy the key, if I had known. Oh well. As designed, I'm sure. There we go. So anyway, the original Halloween from 1970, whatever it was. Music by John Carpenter, story by Jordan Carpenter. He directed it. It holds up 100%. Like, I've been watching Friday the 13th Part 1, Friday the 13th Part 5. They do not hold up, but they're still watchable because they're, like, so quaint and bad. Halloween 1 is still fantastic. It's not scary, but it's an absolutely wonderful exercise in the build-up and release of tension. It knows when to just keep on building and building and building. And constantly just having Michael Myers in the background just kind of staring is... Even today, like, he's just a guy in a suit with a mask. He never talks, he just stands there. And they still manage to make him intimidating and spooky. Because he's staring and he's stalking. So I was pleasantly surprised. I think I did see the original Halloween once many, many years ago, so I didn't remember a lot of it. Other than the bits everybody remembers, which are largely parts towards the end. Like the unrealistic hanging of a body on a door being held up by a knife in its chest, which just makes no sense on multiple levels. Or the bit where Laurie thinks she's killed him and you see Myers just in the background of the shot, slowly standing up. All that stuff is great. So yeah, it's definitely worth watching. Like, not from any kind of ironic angle. It's still a really good horror movie. You have to get over the fact everybody is wearing flares, but honestly, that's the only part that hasn't aged well. Well, that and some of the music, I suppose. Not the music by John Carpenter, but like Blue Oyster Club and things like that. Because it's just generally creepy. He knows how to film a scene. At John Carpenter, so just Michael's always in the background, just staring, and you know it's him. But sometimes it's out of focus, sometimes you're not sure. Wonderfully done. No, I don't want to watch the Rob Zombie one. I saw the CinemaSins video on it and that was quite enough. Also, after the halfway point, the Rob Zombie one, at least the part 1, just becomes a shot-by-shot remake of the original without the nuance. Good to know that's there. Hopefully we can find the vampire. But yeah, to reiterate, like, there's like 2 attempts at sort of jump scares, but... Oh, the spider there blew up. But they're not like modern jump scare attempts where, yeah, there's kind of like a music sting, but it's not super loud. And also, I don't think it ever involves Michael. Like, I'm just trying to think. One of them is like a cop approaching Laurie from behind while she's looking around for Michael because she thought she saw him. And then another one, I think it might be the same cop. I think maybe because they were trying to do a thing like where they're setting up that, oh, it might be the cop and not Michael Myers. I'm not sure. That could be why they did that. Hello, Blue Bear. And hello, Unknown as well. We're talking about Halloween 1 from the 70s. I'm singing its praises because it holds up better than a lot of modern horror films I've seen. Like, the most modern horror film I've seen is Leatherface that we talked about on stream however long ago when I watched it on Netflix. And that was a pile of shit. That was just garbage. So to see something made so well, despite it being like 40 years old, this is bloody impressive is what it is. There's not much violence. There's like one kill that's a bit squeamish because it's a throat getting slit in slow detail. It's kind of, I don't like seeing that personally. But other than that, it's all just kind of, it's very tame. But the whole point of it is just tension. Like, it's hard to describe the feeling of tension being, like, just building and building. Because really, for most of the film, he doesn't do anything. He stalks Laurie. Hence his playstyle in Dead by Daylight. It's all about stalking. Also, the music that is in Dead by Daylight is just remixes of John Carpenter's music for the Halloween film. So like the music that plays when you're playing as Michael Myers in Dead by Daylight and you're chasing a survivor, that's the chase music for when he's chasing Laurie at the end. Which is pretty neat. Remixed though, so I'm guessing that's why it doesn't get, or done by their composer, so it doesn't get copyright matched because it's their cover of it. But now the build up of tension is scarier than a jump scare. Because a jump scare just startles you. And then that's it. It's forgotten, it's done, who cares? But seeing someone get stalked for like 40 minutes and then the payoff happens where people start dying, it makes it much more impactful. I'll just take the ballot. Good day, sir. If you want to watch horror, you'll turn on the news. Nope. My grenade was better than their grenade.
Oh.
Aha! Thank you, Rydog, for the bits. Spawn faster so I can explode you faster, please. Unnecessary explosions. Foomp. Indeed. I do have some problems with Halloween 2, but I'm trying to think of anything else I want to talk about Halloween 1. Well, other than the newest Halloween that just came out, Halloween 2018, that's a direct follow-up to part 1 only. It ignores all the rest. It also ignores the Rob Zombie ones and all that. But yeah, sadly they're not on Netflix or anything like that, but honestly, watch the 1970 whatever Halloween. It's really good. It doesn't have jump scares in the sense of modern jump scares. It's just a really good, sinister movie, I guess. Oh, hello. Oh, that's the, that damages or kills all the enemies in the room, right? I've had it before, it's just been a while, so I don't quite remember. That is what it is. Okay. Alright, we'll kill this boss, then I'll talk about Halloween 2. It's the Ammo Conda, I knew that before going in, but... Well, when we inevitably don't flawless this, we did get an extra flawless on floor, or rather an extra HP up on floor 1, so we'll just count that. That's a fair chunk when you use that. But you get all over the place. Bye. We have a synergy with the origami. 1,000 cuts. What did that synergize with? Oh, Table Tech Rage, which I've not been reminded that I have. Fires extra ones out. Okay. Don't need to heal, don't need anything else from him. What was the shop selling again? What is my active? The bracket key. No, I will not be playing Red Dead Redemption 2. As I've been saying for many months, I have no interest in it. Cowboys do not interest me. I do really have Table Tech Rage. Look, watch, see? I totally do. And everything. I said I had no interest in Nintendo Switch for months. I still don't have an interest in a Nintendo Switch. It's just my interest in Monster Hunter was strong enough to overcome it. That, and I covered the costs of a lot of it by selling off my Wii U, which I also didn't want. But got for Monster Hunter. That was a lot of tables I could have flipped to get that damage up. It's a shame no one reminded me I have Table Tech Rage. Where is this Resident Evil 1 bullshit? Oh, I got him. Aha! Get bracket keyed. Anyway, Halloween 2. I have some issues with it. It's still written by John Carpenter and someone else. The music is still by him plus some other person. It picks up literally where the first one leaves off, not a second later. It's literally the point the first one ends. So it's very surprising that they're ignoring that for the 2018 one. But I think in order to make Michael Myers less human, they decided not to include the second one because it's in the second one that it's revealed that Laurie and he are siblings. Although she's never told that directly. The only person who finds out dies. That's a bit weird. Thank you, look, I'm not really mad Rodin for the bits. The very precise 201. Which is very close to my age. Might as well finish off the thump. Ugh. Betray this. So yeah, the second one picks up literally where the first one leaves off. So Michael Myers is wounded because he got shot 6 times by, what's his name? The doctor. Oh, what's his name? It begins with an S. I'm blanking on it now though. At least I think it begins with an S. No, Dr. Loomis, isn't it? Is that his name? Loomis? That sounds right. I know that's not an S, but I think it's Dr. Loomis. Sam Loomis, there you go. So yeah, he shot Michael Myers 6 times and he pushed him out a window at the end of the first one, so he's going around wounded but still somehow able to stand because, I don't know, he's angry. Or doesn't feel pain. So it still has a lot of Michael Myers just wandering around and he's being a little bit more careful because he's hurt. But he still really wants to kill Laurie, and then it's throughout the movie you discover the reason he's so focused on her is because she's his sister. And he wants to finish the job he started with his other sibling. But for one, the Halloween theme in Halloween 2 is really bad. It's like it's a very 80s mix of it. And it doesn't sound at all as good as the original or the 2018 version, which I think is fantastic. So the title music, which does play out throughout the movie, ever so often, it's not that great. And also they try and do more jump scares, again often not including Michael, because Michael's whole thing is he just kind of strolls after you. He doesn't rush, he just walks. He's not in a rush. So when it comes to them needing, we need to have jump scares in our horror movie, otherwise no one will watch it, and we can't just do the whole stalking thing because we did that in the first one. So they have stuff like a security guard opening a cupboard and then a cat jumps out of him, like that. It's become a horror movie cliche, but I think they were one of the first ones to do that style. But like the sound of the cat screeching is super loud. It's the stings that play during the jump scare attempts in 2 are super loud as well. It's desperate attempts to try and scare you. And they're not needed, and 2, they don't work. They startle, yes, but they're not scary. The stuff with Michael is scary, like when someone discovers a dead body and they're busy screaming, you just see him stroll out of the darkness behind them, not saying a word, no music sting or anything. That's scarier. Because you know he's there the whole time, it's just where's he going to appear from? Oh yeah, I have Table Tech Rage. Well, there wasn't any tables in here. And rather famously, Halloween 2 ends with, well, for one, Michael gets shot like another... Hang on, the doctor used 1 more bullet. So that must have been... He got shot 5 more times by the doctor. Then he gave another revolver to Laurie. Laurie shoots him in the eye. Or at least in his face, so he's bleeding from his eyes. Because he's blinded at the end. So he gets... Yeah, across 2 movies, Michael Myers is shot like 12 times. And actually, one part made me laugh where the doctor shot him and he's on the floor and like there's another cop and he's walking over to him and he's saying, "No, don't go near him. He's still breathing." And then Laurie just leans into him and says, "Why won't he die?" It was quite funny. I'm not sure it was meant to be funny, but it came across as quite funny. So after getting shot in the face so that he's bleeding from the eyes, he's stumbling around just like waving a scalpel trying to kill Laurie and the doctor. And then the point I was going to make, the doctor famously, like, they release gas in the room. He tells Laurie to get out, then he just turns on his lighter and explodes the room. But then they wanted to bring Donald Pleasance back, which is the guy who plays the doctor. So in Halloween 4, they just give him like a tiny burn mark on his cheek, and that's all he got from exploding a room filled with gas. Which I'm looking forward to seeing, because I'm sure I'll find that funny. I know we have a synergy for Gunny, but whatever. Oh, I've heard nothing but good things. The only bad things I've heard about the 2018 Halloween are that... Oh, it turned purple. Are that it plays it too safe. Hegemony Special Forces. Bigger clip, I think? I'm fine with them playing it safe as long as it's like the first one, because the first one is so good. It's my ideal horror movie. I didn't even realize it, but it is. Because it oh, it's shooting lasers too. Because it doesn't go for cheap scares, it goes for making you feel uncomfortable, but not in a gross gore way. Just in a just feeling at unease because you know he's around, but you don't know where he is. I did also watch a review of the newest Halloween, and they kind of poke fun at themselves in the sense that, like, some people ask, like, what did this guy do? It's like, oh, in the 70s he murdered 5 people with a knife. And they kind of are like, oh, is that all? That happens, like, every week down in the hood. Because by today's standards, that's nothing. So it's kind of funny. Well, we've already been hit, so I don't really care. But it's doing a lot of damage, this, though. I don't remember what that is. Blank companion ring, he tries. I have had this before, I just don't recognize it, so it must be quite rare. I remember that little guy following me. Alright, not a bad haul. So in short, well, not in short because I spent like 20 minutes talking about it. Halloween 1 from the 70s, 100% go watch it. Seriously. It's probably going to be in my top 10 movies now that I've watched it. So it's really, really good. Halloween 2, I would still say watch it. I still liked it. It's just, it turns into a desperate horror movie at points for no apparent reason. Because it feels like it's better than that. Still worth watching, and I think as a double feature they work, because again, they're just like one long movie cut into two. Some of the deaths are more creative in the second one as well, because he doesn't just use his knife the whole time, because he doesn't have it. I believe he leaves it impaled in someone, but I don't quite remember. I think that became a recurring theme. I'll report back once I watch 3, 4, 5, and then I'll rewatch H20, but I've seen it recently enough that I remember most of it. And I didn't hate H20, even though it wasn't that good. Thank you, Unknown, for the bits. I'll read your message once this room is empty. I wasn't forgetting, maybe. On a Sunday out of the blue, patrons and subs have paid their dues. It is... Is it the fractured butthole that has won the Sunday poll? Surprise, it's Red Dead Redemption 2. It really isn't. It's not Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, we talked about Jason X on the last stream, Chris. Were you not there during that? Well, maybe it wasn't yesterday. I think it was the day before, because I remember Valinar being there, so it must have been when we were playing Monster Hunter. Yeah, well, I talked at length about Jason X. Jason X is also on my must-see horror movie list, but only because it's so bad it's good. It is really, really bad. But I'd never put that in a list of, like, here's good movies I feel like you should watch, like The Shawshank Redemption, crap like that, or Aliens. No, it'd be in a different list where you should watch them just so you can have a laugh. But no, that Halloween one, that was bloody good. Pardon me, I rolled through that? Get out of here. Yes, I want to watch Event Horizon. I've never seen it. We talked about that when we were playing Monster Hunter as well. It's sadly not on Netflix. I'm sure I could pick up a DVD of it relatively cheap on the Amazon. I should really be using that more often. Just because. Let's see. That's full. Could fill that up. We don't need to fill the keys up. That's fine. Yeah, why not? Actually, I'll maybe use this instead of Snowballer. Snowballer's a much earlier floor weapon. It's just I kind of like it. That's why I was sticking with it, even though this floor is kind of outpacing it. Yeah, it's probably going to be better. Event Horizon can be rent. I don't want to rent. I prefer to own. That's why I bought a house. But honestly, if it's that cheap to like rent digitally, it'll be cheap to pick up on DVD. And I don't care about the difference between DVD and Blu-ray. Well, actually, that's not true. On new movies, I notice the difference, but like, for instance, you can buy a super expensive, here's Halloween 1 from the 70s, remastered 4K Blu-ray. It's like, yeah, right. Of course it is. Ooh, fat bullets. Sorry, stout bullets. Don't want to be insulting. Intriguing. That's not our boss, that's a mini boss and I have to fight it. Ugh. Well, let's annihilate it with this then. Ugh. Hopefully I'll be dead soon if I understand the damage of this weapon correctly. Yeah, there we go. Ah, please, please, I want shotgun coffee. No synergy. I was honestly expecting a synergy there. Oh god, it fires so slowly, but it's so long and purple. Don't be lewd, chat. You're better than that. Well, some of you are better than that. I just noticed the Cort's here. And Kenzie. Yes, hello, Cart. Are you here too, also believing that I'm switching to Red Dead Redemption 2 next, despite the fact I've implicitly stated I have no interest in it? Also, apparently it's edgy to not like Red Dead Redemption 2. Someone snootily replied to my tweet being like... In fact, no, they literally said, be careful not to cut yourself on that edge. To my tweet, they just specifically stated, hey, if you don't want to see Red Dead Redemption 2, come buy my stuff, I'm not playing it. You won't need to avoid spoilers, because I'm not interested in it. And apparently that was too edgy. Pardon me for not liking cowboys. People have been getting death threats over 9 out of 10 reviews. Wow, gamers are pathetic. I'm becoming a millennial? That's not possible. Unless you somehow go change my birth. Honestly, I find it very freeing not to give a shit about YouTube stuff anymore. So if anyone's giving me sass about anything on Twitter, etc., like, I don't care. I'll tell them they're being assholes. Because I feel like I'm always that way on stream anyway. Whereas I don't have that interaction if I'm doing something just for YouTube. So therefore it's a thing I never address. Well, during Isaac, if I have a bone to pick, I will. But outside of that, not so much. Also, if Red Dead Redemption 2 does interest you, but you're choosing to boycott it based on how overworked Rockstar has made their workers, I'd also find that perfectly acceptable. There's a terrible anecdote I was reading on Reddit, actually, before the stream, where someone was telling a story where this guy worked for Rockstar, his wife had just had a kid, he worked Monday to Friday, it was getting to crunch time, his boss said, look, you're going to need to work weekends. He said, no, look, sorry, it's the only time I can spend with my kid, I can't work weekends. The boss went away, came back, dropped a bunch of papers on his desk and said, you're working weekends. And that's an anecdote from work inside Rockstar. Ah! Where'd that last shot come from? Oh no, I used the key by accident. That's why stout bullets I remember being bad, because the bullets get stuck on things and disappear before hitting enemies. Don't you edge me, Crispy. Wait, that sounds wrong. You know what I mean? He tweeted at me saying, is this edge? Wasn't thinking about what I said. Ooh, hello. Ugh. Hello, more interesting thing. I misspoke. Still probably my strongest. We're gonna run out of ammo in this fight though. Cause it's old bitch face. Oh, but we got the good arena, although it doesn't make a difference because bullets come in off the edge of a level like that. Oh, yeah. I could have blanked, but I was like, who cares, it's the High Priest. Please stop tweeting me while I'm fighting the High Priest, whoever that is, probably you have. A Valner? Oh, you have a table tech rage. His own shot got stuck on the scenery there. This much HP should be a boss in Dead Cells. Ah! Better get stuck again. Good riddance to bad rubbish. There was no tables in this boss fight. Time of death becomes finger on the pulse. Those look different coloured to me. Let's see. Didn't see. Or I can't check from my watch unless it's just happened. Made a good decision taking a break from Twitter nowadays. People are this strong about a video game. No, honestly, I should just do more tweeting about my opinion on video games. Just to get them extra mad. This is going to be the most effort I put into any joke ever if I do indeed switch to Red Dead Redemption 2 after the break. Yes, Table Deck Rage, thank you. I did it! I did the thing! Table Deck Rage! More rage. More anger. Oh, what a bizarre shop. Praise be, we have a Helix synergy. Double Helix. I think we've had this. Maybe it kind of rings a bell. Well, I might again be confusing it with the time we had double Helix and stout bullets, or... Oh yeah, the beams are doubled up. I see. It reloads a lot slower. It's also gotten a lot more swole. Yeah, you just got J-keyed into oblivion. Which, to a Scottish person, would mean that you're telling someone that they died to a tramp. Me. Sneaking on through with my double Helix. No, not to Jake, to Jakey. Jakey is Scottish slang for tramp. Wow, didn't even kill the jammed enemy. Jakey. Jakey. Look, it's Scottish slang. I don't see Scottish slang spelt much. I just hear it. Well, we might as well... I was going to buy Gun Knight armor anyway. Oh, we're not quite there. One more room. We're 3 shells shy. I have Table Tech Rage. Hey, it should be just enough. I think it was 6 to 1. Am I trying to sound like Velma from Scooby-Doo? What, Jinkies? No, it's Jakies. Multiple tramps would be Jakies. One tramp would be a Jakey. Yeah, this is a turtle situation. Don't make me destroy you. I'm sure those will find their target, maybe. Hey, we shoot like, except mine is a lot better. Can't say your memes fall on deaf ears here. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Hello, Hawks. Is that you back already? Well, it would be good timing because I just found Dragon. I'm missing a chest though, which I'm going to find just because we have unlimited keys. Ooh, sneaky thing hiding down there. There's Iron Room. Don't really need the gun launcher at this point. There we go. Almost there. They will take rage. Doesn't matter. Haven't found any synergies with the Rattler yet, which is a bit of a shame. So it's a fun gun. Hogs, don't listen to their lies. How many times have I spent in this game? If you're asking how long I've played Gungeon for, quite a while. I can tell you exactly after the fight. This is good damage. This is Red Dead Redemption 2 on lowest settings. I think we're witnessing the birth of a new in meme. Just for this community though. Oh, come on, that was so close. We had that. I guess... Hawks, did you say you are ready? Because I will just make this run go a bit longer by going to bullet hell, if so, rather than do another whole one. Because we're in not too bad a place. Is there ammo I can buy? 5 minutes. Okay, that's about perfect. There's no ammo I can buy. Okay, well, I'll still go down anyway and we'll make do. It's a win whether bullet hell goes well or not. Oh, playtime in the game. 194 hours. Still pales in comparison to how long I have in Isaac, but not bad. Bullet hell. Ah, how I have not missed you. Get out of here. Although having the J key for the annoying rooms is not too bad. It charges pretty quick as long as I'm hitting stuff. I said as long as I'm hitting stuff. devils, they're everywhere. Back to the pit. Oh, perfect. Chad, did you know that Red Hook, who made Darkest Dungeon, allowed some streamers to get custom voice lines by the fantastic Darkest Dungeon narrator? And the one person has, I don't know what alert is used for, if it's like subs or bits or whatever, but they have the Darkest Dungeon narrator saying, "Begone, thought." And I thought that was fantastic. I laughed and laughed. I have a lot of good guns. Oh, let's carry on using this as room clear because it's working well. That is a great line for his voice, I agree. Although, so would most things be, honestly. Wayne Jude is his name, I believe. Like that and the art style. I don't like Darkest Dungeon as a game, but those aspects of it are great. Sure. I really should have left. Well, no, the rat would have stole it, so I couldn't leave it. I have table deck rage. Oh, you've really pissed me off now. Perfect. Yeah, that's the one. Tabas knows it. There's a free pack of alerts that are generic. Oh, I thought it was for someone who specifically asked. Well, what are the specific ones? And well, as much as I like his voice, I think it'd be pretty weird if I used them, given that I don't like Darkest Dungeon. I just like him. Like some kind of alternative gift sub-message so I don't just have Hansel. We'll just ignore that. Thank you, Tabas Verag. Also noticing that your Twitch Prime was ready to use again for 25 months of using it. And for providing the information I needed as well. There's so many ammo drops because I have the ballot. So my coolness is through the roof. So we're getting increased drops. I also went for quite a while there without getting hit, which will have helped it as well. Die, room. Oh, they don't die to that, huh? Gross. Also dead end. Well, not a dead end, but not the right way. Vote. Are you voting yet? You definitely should be. Oh, wait, did the grave count? Oh, it did, okay, never mind. And by grave, I mean coffin. Or vampire bed. That sudden speed up there almost sent me right into that pit. Yes, please vite as well. Viting is incredibly important. Hey, they added a new room and it's the troll room. You don't see the thwomps until they're literally hitting you. Alright, that's this room. Could really do with some more ammo, please. This is a very satisfying room to clear with this particular setup. Just splatting slimes. Watch Forza be in the Sunday vote? Hell no. That's a car game, right? Is there even a new Forza? I think I'm getting ads for it on Twitch, so yeah, there must be, right? And the only reason I remember is I'm pretty sure it's narrated by Maurice LaMarche, or LaMance, whatever his surname is, from Futurama, Rick and Morty, etc. It's exclusive to Xbox One. Ah, now I understand your joke better. How did I not get hurt that first time? Did I leave any hearts? No, we've just been getting ammo boxes, that's right, I forgot. Oh! We found the gun muncher. I fed this the last time we found it in Bullet Hell, right? Is there any guns that aren't doing synergies that I don't need? Snowballer isn't synergizing, so... The Betrayer isn't, so we can get rid of that. Still Ravenous, huh? Unfinished Gun isn't, so we can get rid of that. Kinda drawn the line at that. Well, the Void Core is my last. Several empty slots. Well, next time then. Hey, good, good. We'll use this for the ammo remaining and then switch to the hegemony. And I could use Snake. Nah. Ooh, that looks really cool with this setup. That is really nice. I like that. Nintendogs, Fortnite, Roblox, isn't that like even more childish Minecraft? Didn't go fast enough. Actually, you know what? I was going too fast. I forgot I had shotgun coffee. I was liking this attack. Aye. I think we're going to run out of ammo for this before the final form dies. Yeah, for sure. It's having trouble hitting it with both parts, I think, too. You're not poisonable, right? Oh! So that's what happens with that synergy. Neat. Bye. Oh, we're going all the way back. It's high noon. We did hell as the pilot, no less, but it helped that we had like 5 good synergies. Oh, but did you realise that I had Table Tech Rage? That song just say Nazis. Oh yeah, look at that, I had Table Tech Rage. Weird. Alright, for the people watching after the fact on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Ta for now.